Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Racing. Minister, in February this year, the Examiner reported that greyhound trainer Anthony Bullock had not held a kennel licence for 10 years. It is not uncommon for Mr Bullock to have 90+ dogs on his property. This is a serious breach of the Dog Control Act for which he has not been prosecuted. Mr Bullock is well known as the man who freely admitted in the 2016 Joint Select Committee hearing that he destroys approximately 70% of his dogs, a sickening figure that must surely turn the stomach of anyone who genuinely cares about animal welfare. Minister, since 2020, the guidelines for applying for or renewing a greyhound trainer licence have clearly stated that the applicant must meet all local government and state government regulations and be able to provide evidence of the same if requested by an ORI steward or an authorised person. Minister, Mr Bullock is still a licensed trainer. 7 months after it was revealed he does not have a kennel licence and does not meet the requirements of a trainer's licence. Minister, have ORI turned a blind eye to the flagrant breach of the Dog Control Act and the requirement of their own licensing by renewing and allowing Mr Bullock to continue to train and race dogs? And Minister, will you direct ORI to comply with their own licensing requirements and revoke Mr Bullock's licence immediately?
Honourable Minister for Racing.
Thank you for the question. And I too would also like just to endorse the Are You OK Day message today for everybody in this room. Now, interesting question that we have been across. So, the Tasmanian Government, as you know, and as I've stated many times in this place, and I myself, regard the welfare of animals as critically important. And I'm an animal lover myself as well. The government and Tas Racing are investing more money than ever before into greyhound welfare, ensuring that dogs are treated with dignity and care, Mr Speaker, before, during and after their racing days. Now, compliance with the Dog Control Act 2000, which I'll refer to as the Act, is a matter for the relevant local government area or council. I thought you might know this, Ms Johnston. The Office of Racing Integrity issues licences to racing participants, including within the Greyhound Code.
Why are they licensing an unlicensed
Ms O'Connor,
trainer?
order.
It is now a requirement for participants to sign a declaration that they are compliant with all local government regulatory requirements. And this would include having a kennel permit under the Dog Control Act 2000, if applicable to that trainer. The Director of Racing has committed to progressively ensuring that all licences are referred to the relevant local council to ensure that the activities that they conduct are appropriately committed, Mr Speaker. I am advised that the Director of Racing has met with the majority of councils and has committed to providing relevant information to the councils to allow them to more effectively undertake regulatory requirements of the Dog Control Act 2000 relative to racing industry participants. Now, it is on the public record that Mr Anthony Bullock has been in the process of applying for a kennel licence for his operation to become compliant under the Dog Control Act 2000 from the West Tamar Council. I'm advised that Mr Bullock applied for the licence and submitted an associated development application in mid-2021, and I understand that approval for the licence remains pending, and Mr Bullock is liaising with the West Tamar Council in relation to kennel licensing and on-site infrastructure. And ultimately, it's unfortunately not within my control. It is a matter for the West Tamar Council. I am advised also that the Office of Racing Integrity conduct regular inspections of Mr Bullock's operations in respect of compliance with the rules of racing and broadly the Animal Welfare Act. And as you would understand, when changes are made to licensing requirements, grandfathering the arrangements under law are what we do. And I would have thought, again, you would know that, Ms Johnston, as a lawyer. But I do thank you for your question. There's nothing more important to me than the welfare of animals, and I am an animal lover. I would also like to just take this point in time to give a small update on the progress we're making in relation to the Racing Review Act Regulation Act review. We've received many submissions, and I would encourage anybody in this chamber and everybody listening to make a submission. If there's a matter in which you're concerned, please put it in. We will consider it very carefully.
Honourable Member for Franklin.